We are live. Welcome to episode 39 of the High Slot Podcast, brought to our producer, Mass Music Radio. A little short-handed here tonight. Bob was a healthy scratch, so it's just the Coco and Snipsky show tonight. Snipsky, how we doing?
Pretty good, just chilling. Had a low-key weekend. It was pretty cold out. It was like frozen nips out there.
Saturday was brutal.
I stayed inside. I just kept it low-key. It was a disaster.
Yeah, Saturday was brutal. I actually had a burst pipe, dude. My garage just got it fixed last night, thankfully.
Jesus.
Got a plumber here ASAP.
Jesus.
I had to call. Yeah, dude. I had to call like probably a dozen different plumbers. A bunch of them were like, "Yeah, we can get to you in like a month." I was like, "Well, I got water leaking out of the wall. Like, I need someone here tonight."
Yo, that's crazy. That's like mold gonna build up and all that. Like if that you had to wait that long.
I know. Well, look, I found out I ended up leaving work early, came home, shut the water valve off. So it stopped for a bit, but we had no water for a few hours. But then finally got a plumber over there last night, and he fixed it up like an hour. I was like, "You're the man, dude. He saved me big time."
Damn, you get rinsed?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Ah, okay.
Well, it was in the garage. There's not much in there, so minor damage. So, yeah, I kind of lucked out.
Yeah, facts. I mean, you have you have that big area in the basement? It happened right there.
Yeah, right on the other side of it, the garage side. So no damage actually in the house. Garage
there you go.
Little flood, but nothing too serious. But
yeah.
Other than that, dude, it's been freezing out. So yeah, I've just been hanging low.
Yeah.
It does feel good though to be back after we took the week off. Decided to take our own All-Star break last week because that's just what we are. We're a couple fucking All-Stars, to quote Danny Heatley.
Yo, that yeah,
07.
Yeah, that Twitter is comedy. I don't know if he tweets off of that handle anymore, but that's a comedy Twitter. Not Danny Heatley.
I haven't seen that Twitter account active in years, dude. Probably not since high school, but that was one of the best Twitter accounts going. Danny Heatley, 50 and 07. Dude,
yeah,
never forget.
Yeah, Danny Heatley was a stud. I saw something about I think the last time they had the All-Star game in Florida, he won the MVP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
And then I see there's a bunch of legends that are 60 years old. Who's that guy who won the slap shot, the hardest shot back in 03? It was he played for the Blues, but he was 50 years old and won it. Comedy. Forget his name. I gotta look it up. But he's Al McInnes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was on the back nine.
Yeah.
I remember that too.
He won it too. I'm like, dude, how old is this guy? He got salt and pepper in his hair. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, he was on the 18th hole putting and somehow was still an All-Star.
Surprised he didn't throw his hip out. Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding. Should have been in a nursing home or something. And he's playing in the All-Star game when hardest shot.
Right? Seriously nasty.
All right, we got a big episode today for all you beauties out there. We're going to start with a little hockey talk. Then we'll do our Mass High School Hockey Roundup. Then we have an awesome dual interview with a couple of special guests, Aidan Burke and Anthony Juice Survilas of the Quincy College hockey team. And then finally, we'll finish off with our weekly gambling corner. Are you ready to roll, Snipsky?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. We'll start with the Granite grind. So in the past week, the Granite own a 2-1 record, beating both New Haven 7-2 and Brown University 10-3 before falling to Boston College 4-3 in overtime last Sunday. I know Bob's not here to kind of speak on the behalf of the team, but I'll give you what I've seen from a coaching standpoint. And we're clicking right now, clicking on all cylinders. I've been saying it all year that I haven't seen a team that's better than Quincy College at 5-on-5 yet this year. I mean, our real downfall is being a little undisciplined at times, getting in the box, taking too many dumb penalties. But ever since the second half of the season kicked off, we've really kind of flipped the switch, been just rolling, really, just kind of finally finding our groove. And it's been paying off, a couple big wins, 7-2 over New Haven, who's a pretty decent team. And then we beat up on Brown 10-3. And then that Babson loss, they're the defending Natty champ. So for club hockey standards, I mean, Babson's at the top. And to take them to OT and And lose is a win in my book, even though you hate to lose. But the OT goal they got was garbage.
Yeah,
Bob told me.
I heard. It was like it kind of like the way Bob told me it. I pictured like literally a guy in front and just like literally like guides the puck in with his foot. Like
Yeah,
he like it was very
like,
it was like something could have just been like no goal, like you know what I mean, easy.
yeah.
But.
Well, I'll give you a little background on it. So we're down 2-1 in the third. We end up tying it up 2-2. Then we go down 3-2, tie it up again 3-3 before going to OT. And we're going to OT, and the refs are like, call it a tie, and we're like, hell no, dude. We're going to overtime. We're not playing here for a tie. Like, you kidding me?
Oh,
The
he didn't
refs
tell
kinda
me
wanted
that
to
part.
get out of there. Yeah, the refs wanted to get out of there, but we were like, no, we're playing OT.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
You know, it's back and forth in OT. Bob actually had a breakaway game on his stick. I thought he was going to bury it, but it was gas at the end of the shift.
Right.
Goalie ended up making a nice save.
And he doesn't have a stick, right? His stick was broken or something
he
too.
shattered his stick early in the game, blocking a shot. But then we got about a minute left in OT, and they called a weak like hooking penalty on us in the D zone. Gave them a power play 4-on-3, and then we killed off a little bit of it. And then D-man just like sauced in front of the net. Kid just stand there and kind of like subtly just like turned his skate enough to like deflect it in. And we're all on the bench like, oh, he kicked it. And the referee just stares at us and just like didn't say a word.
He's I'm going home.
Like,
yeah,
it was like 10:30. He's like, yeah, I'm out of here.
I guess like the guy, the penalty, like the dude toe picked. Probably like on the hooking call.
Like he was going hard to the net, and our guys kind of battling shoulder to shoulder with them. The kid maybe had a step on our guy, but he like ended up crashing into the net. And they originally I thought they were just calling like whistle for net getting dislodged, but it ended up our guy.
Did he go into the goalie?
It was kind of weak. Yeah, he went to like the side of the net and like knocked it
off.
He was like coming out of the corner, like V line and like from the goal line.
Hometown refs.
Yeah, you could call it that, but I mean we were toe to toe with Babson that night. Probably could have won. We had a lot of good chances. Their goalie actually was really good. He made some big time saves, so could have went either way. But hey, we were right there with them. The boys are actually now ranked 6th in the latest College Hockey Federation American Division rankings, and looking to finish the season strong here and hopefully get a bid at the national tournament that's going to be in Westchester, Pennsylvania, coming up just next month. So we're in the hunt.
Yeah, like you guys are on a mission ever since the new semester started.
Yeah, the boys just decided, you know what, let's give it all we got and see what happens. Been putting ourselves in a good spot. So going to Natties as a first-year program would be a huge accomplishment.
Oh,
I
know,
yeah. Coach Gibba, Coach Kyle, and myself, we set the bar pretty high. We're all, we've all been in the coaching game. They got some more experience than I do, but, we coach to win, and finally the wins are starting to pile up. So we got about, I think 3 or 4 games left on the schedule. I say you go 3-1, 4-0. I think that almost guarantees us a spot in the Natty tournament, which would really be something. Traveling out to Pennsylvania for that, I'm sure it'd be a blast.
Yeah. For sure.
We do have a big announcement regarding the Quincy College hockey team, and that's High Slot's own Snipsky going to be broadcasting the game Friday night against UNH. Snipsky will be on the call. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for me. I guess it's going to be on QA TV, so.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't really know much about it. It was just you guys asked, Kyle asked, or whatever. So
yeah, he just reached out to us today. It was like, hey, they're looking for a broadcaster for the game on Friday. You know anyone that's interested? And we're like, yeah, we might have someone in mind.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I'm sure there'll be somebody with me like doing play-by-play, I would think, but I don't know. We'll see what they have.
Yeah, we'll see. What's the goal call? You gotta have a good one.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't. Yeah, no, we'll see. I don't know if I'll be doing play-by-play because that's a whole different ball game than what I've never done that. But yeah, I mean, if I do, I'm gonna have to practice some. I'm gonna have to be quick, on my feet. We'll see what they have. I mean, if I do like the color commentating or something, like break down the play, or I don't know. I don't know much. So I'm trying to get Bob Bob's figuring it out at practice. I think he's gonna talk to Kyle, and yeah, I'm excited, a little nervous, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's normal. A little butterflies before the big game, but yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Yeah, you got to have a good call ready to go. Maybe a little like off the floor, on the board. Old Paul Correa.
Yeah, I'll just be. I don't know. I'm gonna do like I love Gary Thorne back in the day, but I don't know if I could do that. You're like scores, like going nuts. But I mean, we'll see. I've never done a play-by-play before, so like that'll be something. They asked me to do that, but yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have something up your sleeve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be natural.
Yeah, you got experience from the podcast, and we did that little live interview for the open skate earlier back in August.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I was doing like the color. You were driving the bus.
Yeah. It's not easy, but I'm sure it'll come naturally. So yeah, the Granite are going to be in action this Friday at home against UNH. Nipsky will be on the call. The Granite are looking to avenge a loss from earlier in the season. Puck drop will be at 7 p.m. And then the boys will also be in action on Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Quincy Youth Arena in a rematch with Brown University. All right, let's move on to a little NHL news from the past week. So since our last episode, the Bruins have gone 1-3, limping into the All-Star break with losses to the Lightning 3-2, Panthers 4-3 in overtime, Hurricanes 4-1, but they did scrap a win against the Leafs 5-2 before heading into the break. Snipsky, what's your thoughts on the Bruins?
I mean, they're dropping games to teams they probably should be. You know what I mean? It's going to come naturally now. Towards the end of the season, they're going to drop here and there. I want them to beat the bad teams, obviously, and then like these games, you're not going to win every one against these Hurricanes, Lightning. You had a tough stretch going. I just want them to load up. It's getting towards close to the trade deadline, and I think they need to beef up the defense. Like their third pairing, probably with Carlo and Grizz. Like I just want to see they just got to tighten up the defense in the back end of that, and yeah, I mean like it's gonna happen. These skids, it's I want them to happen. I mean like it sounds crazy, but like I just can't. I don't want them waltzing in there, to the playoffs, like beating everyone and like. I say this every week. I feel like I just like beat the drum, but yeah. I mean, it's just you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I hear you loud and clear. I mean, I've been saying it too. I mean, it was inevitable that the Bruins were going to hit a skid at some point. I mean, they've just been winning almost every night for the first half of the season. There really haven't been many teams that have gotten out to a start like the Bruins have. It's pretty historic, but. You knew this was coming at some point, and yeah, they had a real tough road stretch heading into the break at Tampa, at Florida, at Carolina. Tampa and Carolina are two of the premier, teams in the league. It does suck losing to them because those are teams we're going to have to beat come playoff time. So it is a little concerning to lose to teams like that. The Panthers loss, though, was the one that really, really cut deep because they took the lead late, like 40 seconds left. Pasta had a clutch goal, and then they let up that tying goal with like a minute left after having like multiple opportunities to chip that puck out. And then, OT, the Panthers bury one almost instantly. And that was kind of like a devastating loss. The other ones were just like, we're worn down. Tampa and Carolina were just the stronger team that night. But I think, the losing streak, as bad as it was, came kind of at a good time because it led right into the All-Star break where we have like over a week off, and it's kind of like, all right, let's just, put that in the rear view, reset, and then get ready for the, remaining half of the season. So I think the timing actually was like pretty good if you ask me. I don't think you could have asked for like a better time to go on a losing streak, even though there's really never a good time to go on a losing streak. But just with the All-Star break there, kind of just like, all right, whatever. I think most people have forgotten about it by now.
Yeah, I think that Leafs win right before the All-Star break was like needed. Like if they dropped that one, I'd be like, oh, okay, like
Yeah,
that's
4 in a row would have been like, oh,
yeah,
what's going on here?
exactly. I mean, I'm not like I know like Carolina's such a beast of a team. It's you can't expect them to win those games. It's just those teams like Carolina are gonna pick on your weak links on your team. Like you saw Carlo like get picked at the like I don't even know what he was doing at the blue line there, but like you see stuff like that, and that's like it's a reflection of what's going to happen in the playoffs when you play these guys. Like it's going to be the same thing. It's not magically just going to like repair itself unless you make a move. You know, like Carlo, he's a decent player, but I'd rather keep him than Grizzly. I just see no need for Grizzly when you have like a guy like Hampus Lindholm, like who's like that same player, but like he's just a little like different. He's taller, bigger, stronger. You just don't need these small guys, you know. Like you got like other guys that can play offense and play like on the power play. Grizzly, I get it. He's good on the power play, but I don't think he's built to be a piece on a championship team.
No, I agree. And, I've heard some rumors swirling around. The Bruins look like they're interested in obtaining Jacob Chikrin from the Coyotes or Luke Shen from the Canucks. Canucks definitely a seller. I think the Coyotes are in the same position. So I hope the Bruins make a splash before the deadline. The team's been great, but I think we can definitely upgrade on the back end. And I think that's really our one weakness right now is beefing up that back end. If we can do that, I think things will be looking good, but still a long way before playoff time. You got to hope those injuries, don't come around too, especially this time of season. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not worried about the Bruins. I know people were like up in arms, like calling for people's heads after 3 losses, and I'm like, all right, pump the brakes. Like we can't win 50 games in the first half of the season and go 50-0, which is unrealistic.
Yeah, like the depth on the D concerns me because it's a guy like Carlo gets hurt a lot. Even in the playoffs, it's happened a few times. Grizzlies he's just like doesn't look built for it. I want a guy like Luke Shen. That's who I want. I don't want like a Chikrin, which is fine if they get him, but I think a Shen's more of a sturdy, stay-at-home guy that like we need toughness on the DN, and there's a couple guys we have I don't think are tough enough.
Yeah, I agree, and it's gonna be a big testament to this team. See how they bounce back, post All-Star break here. We have the full week off basically. They don't play until Saturday against Washington, so good for these guys to get some rest and kind of get ready to kick things back up Saturday. Need a win over Washington.
It's
team looking to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, it starts with Washington definitely, and I'm sure they're gonna come out hot. Like I don't think that'll be an easy game. What was I gonna say? Oh, and good teams make trades at the deadline, especially when they're contending. So like. Yeah. I'd be concerned if they do not make a move.
I would be too. It would be a big disappointment because, obviously the team's got a great core right now, best record in the league, but you can't sit back and just be content while other teams are going out and upgrading. We have to make a move too. And speaking of upgrades, why don't we talk about the first blockbuster trade of the season as former Canucks captain Bo Horvat has been traded to the New York Islanders in return for Anthony Beauvillier, Atu Ratu, and a first-round pick in the 2023 draft. What's your thoughts on the trade, Snipsky?
I think it's a good fit for both. I think Islanders won the trade, I think, because it just fits perfectly. They didn't really have a lot of scoring, and everything that was going off of Horvat's stick was going in this year, even on such a horrible team. What does he have, 25 goals this year? Or he might even have...
got over 30.
Yeah, I was going to say he has at least 25. But yeah, I mean, they started off last night. They smoked the Kraken. I'm sure a guy like that who was a captain on another team comes over to a team that's kind of built just defense, and they're like, hey, there's guys on my line that are just legit just two-way forwards that grind. I can do more freedom with the puck. And they're good dishers. They can pass. I like the Islanders the way their team is built. Like the way I don't. Where are they in the standings? They're probably right there,
I think they're
right?
sitting at like 5 or 6 right now. They're a couple
Yeah, they're
spots
5
up,
games
but I mean they,
over. But like that's a move. Like, hey, like if we're trying to just get in the playoffs, and like the way they're built. They're built to win in the playoffs. If they get there and they get like a team that's sleeping on them.
yeah. No, I think it was a great trade. I was a little concerned for the Islanders at first because I'm like, oh, Bo Horvat's on a contract here. So if they can't re-sign him, it's like you gave up a lot for him. Beauvillier is a pretty solid role player. That Aatu Ratu is supposed to be a pretty decent prospect. I know there's some concerns about like his skating. Got a plus shot and he can bury the puck, and then they get a first-round pick too. But they just went out and extended Bo Horvat 8 years. So they locked him up. So I think – the Islanders, got what they needed. They needed another scorer. They've been lacking in the offensive production department. So that's big for them to kind of make a second half push here and try and get into the playoffs. And I think it works out for the Canucks too, because you had a guy, obviously he was the captain. You're going to have to make a decision. Are you going to extend him for the long term and continue to build around him? Or are you going to trade him and probably start trading other guys and start the rebuild? And yeah, I think it's pretty clear now after getting rid of Bruce Boudreau as their coach. Now they're getting rid of their captain. I think the Canucks are officially in full rebuild mode, which, I think it's been about time because they've been stuck in the middle there, not a contender and not like the worst team in the league for a long time. So, they're joining the Bedard sweepstakes.
Yeah, which is like I saw like them play the other night, and they like looked honestly not bad. After the fact, like after they got rid of Boudreau and Horvat, I saw him out. The kid Shevchenko, I think he's a Russian.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he came from the K, and him and Pedersen are like tied for goals on that team. I think it's like 22 or, well, like that's what like it's like his first year. I guess he's technically a rookie. He's like 23 or something because he's playing over in Russia. But they looked decent the other night. They were heavy favorites. I think they like won a couple in a row, actually. But Talkett seems like he's got the guys like somewhat engaged still, which I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they're probably gonna start tanking here, see if they can get in that top spot for Bedard. But
yeah, that's
they had to do it. They're really running out of options here because they're not a contending team, and they're not improving. So start selling some of their top assets.
Yeah, I thought like the guy, what's the GM said? Oh yeah, like we're definitely in for Bedard or whatever. I'm like, and then they like won a few games, and I'm like, wait, aren't they supposed to be losing like all these games?
Yeah, the Canucks just have a dumpster fire team. Wouldn't be happy if I was a fan of the Canucks right now, but save that for another day. Why don't we move on and talk about the NHL's All-Star Weekend that took place in Sunrise, Florida this past weekend. We saw the skills competition on Friday, followed by the All-Star game on Saturday. Snipsky, what were your thoughts on All-Star Weekend in general?
I saw in the email that you like didn't really like the other skills competitions. Like they had like the golf one, which I thought was kind of like like you see the one with Suzuki when he won like the whole. That was all right. I did like the shot accuracy. That was probably the coolest one that I saw. The other ones like. It just wasn't. It was like catering to a certain crowd. You know what I mean? I think it was like more to the casuals and like the little kids. But I mean the games were better, I want to say. But also it's like no one really tries until like the last one, definitely. But I don't. $1 million is on the line. Yeah. I wish that the biggest gripe I have about the All-Star Weekend is I get that they like to have like a guy from each team make it, but it's kind of like guys that don't deserve to be there either, like there could have been like 3 guys from the Bruins, like a couple more guys from the Bruins that deserve to be there who have better years. I know they're all on like it sounds like a homer thing to say, but I'm not like, there's like Hampus Lindholm, like Maybe even Bergeron could have snuck in there, but like I don't think Bergeron's having like the greatest point year, but he also like is one of the best centers in the league. I know it sounds homerish, but it's just how it is this year because they're such a wagon, you know. And then you got like the Oilers get like 3 or 4 guys in this year. It's like, I mean, they're good, but I don't know, like Stuart Skinner, like like I get like Drysdale and McDavid, like hell yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a flawed system. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it comes down to is that it's a popularity contest, and I thought it was a disaster in my opinion because this should be about growing the game. If they're not going to put the best players out there, then it should at least help grow the game of hockey. But it didn't because when I tuned in, I almost lost interest immediately. So I'm sure I wasn't the only one that felt that way. And if you're a casual and you're trying to get involved in hockey and become a fan, I feel like that stuff was tough to watch. I mean, all the guys like dogged the fastest skater competition. Yeah. I mean, maybe it was because Makar ate shit the first run, but
I've done that.
That wasn't very interesting. And then the shootout was pretty lame. I don't know. They just run out of ideas. It looked like kind of like a dunk competition to me. Like
yeah. What, Mitch Marner wasn't like cool enough for you?
Yeah, right. It's just like a sideshow. The accuracy competition was decent. Seeing McDavid just snipe 4 in a row.
Oh, that was nasty.
This guy's an animal,
right?
But the setup of the whole thing was just bizarre because the switching back and forth between events, which made it pretty confusing. Like they would do like half the skaters for the fastest competition, then they would go to like one guy doing the shootout competition next, and then they go to the accuracy. It was just like, can we just stick with one event, finish it out, and then move on to the next one?
Yeah. It was like kind of all over the place.
Yeah, so like that was the first time they've ever done that. So that really, I wasn't a fan of. And then to me, it just seems like none of the players, wanted to be there. You could tell they're just like, yeah, I'm just here because like I have to be. But I'll tell you one thing though, Kirill Kaprizov was hung bad. He had to take himself out of the fastest skater competition like 5 minutes before it happened. He was just like, "No, I'm not doing it." And Bettman was probably pissed.
Oh yeah,
getting out there. And Kaprizov's like, I had too many vodka Red Bulls last night.
I know all about that.
Yeah. Those Russians like to party.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Him and Ovi went out and Snechnikov probably like. And then just had one of those like had a Russian breakfast, if you know what I mean.
Got in one.
A little Russian breakfast, and then party the night away. I'm sure. Kirill Kaprizov's a rock star, though. He's so nasty, and like him and Ovi probably ripping it up. Ovi doing nose beers in the locker room probably before, but I like that. Pasternak, Happy Gilmore skit. Honestly, like that was not bad, but I didn't even see Marner's. Like if you're gonna compare them, like it was kind of cringy. It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was cringy.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch. Like I was like, I just want to like turn my head away.
Yeah, it's like Pasta like entertain that was for the kids. That had to be for like the kids.
Right.
But like Mitch Marner, like was he supposed to not score on that?
No, he butchered that.
Yeah.
I remember he was like talking to Luongo after. Like I think Luongo was supposed to let it in or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and he got the worst score, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly glad. I don't even like Mitch Marner. I mean, he's a good player, but like I hear he does all the TNT interviews and stuff, and I'm like, this kid just likes to be on the TV and like talk. You know what I mean? I don't know. I hear him talk. I just can't listen to him.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought All-Star Game was kind of a bust in my opinion. I think they got to make some changes going forward, or people aren't even going to tune in. They're just going to lose interest, and it's not good for the game. I think maybe go back to the old format, East versus West, and maybe do a bet between the players. Like losing team has to take like winning team out for like a nice steakhouse dinner or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like do something to make it more involving because. Yeah, it's just like everyone's dogging it out there. I'd like to see everyone like kind of going balls to the walls if there was a steak dinner on the line.
Yeah, I would go back to 5s, I think. Because I think it's I want to see like a real high. Like it's cool that they go in and snipe and all that, but like there's too many breakaways and like obviously no one's back checking. It's just kind of like why you just out. It's like they're out there by themselves almost. You know.
You know who it's the worst for is the goalies.
Yeah.
Because no one's playing defense and they're just getting sniped on. Like you said, like Elmark was getting picked on. It's like, yeah, no one's helping him out.
Yeah, he played. I actually after I sent that text, he played like way better, and they ended up winning.
Yeah, All-Star game. I don't know. I'd like to see a little something different. Yeah, speaking of the All-Star game, we're going to get some quick hitters here before we move on. So the league announced that Toronto is going to be the host of the 2024 NHL All-Star game. So you might see the boys head north of the border next year for that one. Get involved in those festivities.
Yeah, they're going to be
outside the game.
They're going to have a wanted poster outside looking for us. Outside the arena, like, don't let them in. Report.
Yeah, they probably won't let us in. Probably have our faces off. Bag us. That's all right. We'll hit the local brewery or something and watch it from there. Some other quick hitters. The Sabres have signed Dylan Cousins to a 7-year extension with $7.1 million per year. The Washington Capitals have signed Sonny Milano to a 3-year extension and Dylan Strome to a 5-year extension worth $25 million. Sad news, Blackhawks legend Bobby Hull has passed away at the age of 84. And lastly, we had some bean pod action this past Monday where Harvard defeated BC in dramatic fashion 4-3 as Merrick Hayduke scored the game winner with just 1.5 seconds left in regulation, and Northeastern downed BU by a score of 3-1. We'll have a rare matchup as Harvard and Northeastern will be facing off in the Beanpot Finals for the first time in 70 years this upcoming Monday.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like BC and BU both lost. That never happens. Never,
right? I was going to say, when's the last time neither BC or BU has been in this? And 70 years ago, that was the last time.
Yeah, I was watching the last game, BU and Northeastern, and BU was the better team.
Levi.
Yeah, Levi just stood on his head all day, and they grinded that one out. BU was on their heels and had a press, and then Northeastern's good, solid defensive team, and they like just sat down, wouldn't let them in, and then like forced some turnovers, capitalized. But Devin Levi was absolutely the reason why they won that game.
Yeah, Buffalo Sabres prospect too. With that young team that they got, that could be a huge addition for them.
Another kid that I noticed on BU who is absolute stud, Canadians draft pick, Lane Hudson.
Yeah, the defenseman.
That kid is nasty, and he's got like legit. He's a freshman too. So, if that kid stays in, plays for BU for another year or two, that kid's gonna be like Cale Makar.
Could be, yeah.
Like that's how he plays. He's mad fast. He was
a freshman because he looked like he was like a senior out there.
Dude, kind of a steal, second rounder.
Wow.
Yeah, and
our boy Dunzo buried too.
Yeah, he had the first one actually too. And I saw he was doing like an interview before the game and stuff. I was like, "Hi, slot alum, love to see it." Yeah. But Bobby Hull, the Golden Jet though, absolute beauty.
Rest in peace.
Nasty. He was like he invented like the curve on the stick.
Yeah.
Him and like Stan Mikita from the Blackhawks did that.
Yeah. All-time goal scorer, Bobby Hull. Great hockey player. I know he had some, incidents off the ice that were, the best, but it was disappointing because the day he passed away when the news broke, I was on Twitter and I just saw a bunch of people bashing him, just saying that he wasn't a good person and all this. And I'm like, you don't speak on the dead, especially, when the body's still warm. It hasn't been buried yet and everyone's bashing him. I'm like, hey, why don't you kind of appreciate the achievements he had for the game of hockey? Because he was an ambassador for the game back in the day.
Yeah.
He helped grow it to what it is today.
He started the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, right? Like, people make bad choices. People make bad decisions all the time. I don't think you can hold that against them, especially when, the news literally just broke and these people already got bad things to say about him.
I mean, like he already is a Hall of Famer and everything. Like, what's the point at this time? At this point,
Yeah,
like, what are you just gonna
tarnish his
cancel?
reputation now?
You're just gonna cancel an 84-year-old man? That guy doesn't
after
care.
he's passed away, you're gonna try and tarnish his reputation. Like, come on, like,
Yeah,
you got better things to do.
Rats.
Yeah, those gremlins, dude.
Yeah.
Those absolute trolls who just live on Twitter 24/7.
Cowards.
Literally just get off on starting debates and all this shit. I'm like, you guys are out of your mind. Like,
yeah, that's
living in their mother's basements.
cowards.
Time for it. That's why. All right, why don't we move on here? Let's do our Mass High School hockey roundup. I know it's been a couple of weeks, so we'll start with D1, where St. John's Prep still owns the number one spot. The Eagles picked up 2 more Catholic Conference wins, downing Malden Catholic 6-3 and Xaverian 3-2. They have number 20 Bishop Thean on Wednesday, and then Newburyport coming up on Saturday. Coming in at number 2 are the Knights. CM downed Malden Catholic as well, 4-0, and St. John Shrewsbury 6-1. Prior to facing off with number 13 Archbishop Williams this Saturday, CM's got a big battle with number 3 Hingham in one of the premier matchups of this week. Speaking of Hingham, the Harbormen moved up a spot to number 3 thanks to a solid win, 4-1 over number 5 Pope Francis, and then a 2-1 double OT win over Reading last Sunday in the Ed Burns Doherty Division semifinals. In addition to facing CM, Hingham has St. John Shrewsbury on Saturday, and then they'll play in the Ed Burns tournament title game on Sunday against number 4 Arlington, which is a nice segue into them. The Spy Ponders, Arlington climbed up a couple spots in the rankings. They had a thrilling 3-2 win over number 6 Belmont on Sunday in that Ed Burns tournament, and also a shutout win over Melrose. The Arlington will face Winchester on Friday before that Ed Burns title game with Hingham on Sunday. So Snipsky, what's your thoughts on the D1 action?
CM looking solid, huh? 4-0 against Malden Catholic, even though I heard Malden Catholic's not even really good anymore.
Yeah, still a Catholic conference.
Yeah,
so they're probably decent, but yeah, they're just not the team they used to.
Yeah, and like to shut out a team like probably like that, it's impressive. 6-1, that's a good win. I guess against any team. Also, the Spy Ponders. What's it?
Yeah.
Did we miss that on our mascot?
I think we did.
Yeah. What the hell is that? I've never. I don't even know. I've never heard of that. But yeah, that's pretty funny. CM does have a big tilt against Hingham though. That's a rivalry game too.
Yeah, dude, Hingham moving all the way up to number 3. I know they've been kind of floating around this top 10, but I don't think they've got as high as number 3 where they're at right now. But, for me with the high school hockey, when push comes to shove, I always got to side with the public schools over the private schools. That's just how it is. Being a public school guy, I got to side with them. So Hingham, that's a big tilt against CM. That'll be a big test for them to see if they can hang with the big boys. But yeah, to me, D1 looks like it's pretty open. I know St. John's Prep's been that top dog, but, CM, Hingham, Arlington, there's a couple other teams up there too. The D1 30 is gonna be something because it's really anyone's, in my opinion.
Yeah, St. John's Prep letting up 3 goals to Malden Catholic. Yeah. Oh, it makes you think.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we're weeks away from the state tournament here. It's
right.
It's really getting down to the wire here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the records, like Hingham 9-1-5. I'm like, damn, like what's that? 15 games. So we only got like a few left. Right.
I'd say about a couple more weeks, and there's usually a week off for them to sort out the tournament bracket. But I'm ready for the state tournament drama. Feed it to me.
Let's
Inject it into my veins.
Yes, sir.
And don't be surprised if the boys are boots on the ground for a couple of these big matchups. All right, let's move on to D2 here, where Tewksbury continues to set the pace in the number 1 spot in the Hockey Night in Boston D2 rankings. The Redmen had a big week, avenging their only loss of the season to Lincoln Sudbury in a 2-1 victory, and then they took down Weymouth 6-3 in the semifinals of the Ed Burns Tournament Bryn Division. Canton remains in the number 2 spot with 2 more big wins this week. The Bulldogs beat North Attleboro 5-2 and then blanked Division I Wellesley 3-0. Number 3 Duxbury continues to play good hockey with solid wins this week over Plymouth South and North Quincy. the boys' alumni. Coach Mike Flaherty notched his 200th career victory in the win over North Quincy. The Dragons will be off until Saturday when they have a date with Plymouth North. Number 4, Walpole had a great week, beating 3 Division I teams. The Timberwolves beat Natick 6-3, Milton 2-1 in overtime, and Burlington 5-1. They got Weymouth and Needham on the horizon this week. And finally, Norwood has moved up to the number 5 spot. They've extended their winning streak to 9 games. The Mustangs beat Hopkinton and Ashland and have a big week coming up with 3 games against King Philip on Monday, Medfield on Wednesday, and then Holliston on Saturday. What do we think about D2 here, Snipsky?
It looks like the top dogs look like they're a lock here. Tewksbury and Canton. Canton winning blanking a D1 team. It's impressive. Wellesley.
Yeah, Canton really has been lighting it up this year. I think they had a little bump in the road a week or 2 ago. They lost, if I'm not mistaken, but I think they hopped right back on the saddle. I'd say D2 is a little similar to D1 where, those couple top spots have been really solidified for most of the season, but I still don't think you can count out like a Duxbury come tournament time. They're a pretty dangerous team. Walpole, too. And then Norwood. I mean, they might be the hottest team in D2 right now, winning 9 games in a row.
That's hard.
Getting hot at the right time, heading into the tourney.
9 wins in a row. That's, especially in high school, that's not easy.
No, not easy at all. One thing I do have to say, I know Bob's not here and he might be a little disappointed, but I think I'm off the Silver Lake bandwagon. They dropped down to number 7. I think they just got out to a hot start and they've kind of really hit a schneid here. So, hey, I'm only hopping on a bandwagon if I think you're a legit state championship contender. So I'm sorry to Silver Lake and the Lake Show. You and Bob might want to stay on the wagon, but I think I'm off of it. I'm going to be finding a new team to hop aboard in the next couple weeks or so. But, yeah, Silver Lake, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got to do it, though. I'm looking for a ring. I'm not looking for a second-round exit.
Silver fake. Uh-oh.
I have a little inside info from some coaches, and, yeah, I heard they're maybe not the team that we thought they were. So, I hate to say it because I know it's been our guys, but – yeah, they got to show me something. I could hop back on, but they got to show me something. They got to, especially with a couple weeks left to go. I don't know. I'm a free agent in the D2 market right now. I'm going to be looking for a team. Going to be keeping close tabs on these teams. All right, a couple more. We got D3 here. Linfield continues to set the pace in the boys' D3 top 10 after 2 more wins. They had a 6-3 victory over North Reading and Hamilton Wenham. 3-0. They got Pentucket up next on Wednesday. Situate lost to a strong Division I team, Marshfield 2-1, but defeated another D1 team, Bridgewater Raynham 3-2. They have Hanover on Wednesday and Plymouth South on Saturday for the docket this week for number 2 Situate. And Essex Tech coming in at number 7 suffered their first loss of the season, 3-1 against Shawsheen Tech on Saturday. They did follow up and beat Northeast Regional 3-1. And then lastly for D3 is Watertown has moved into the top 10, coming in at number 8. They had a 3-0 victory over Division II Wakefield and a 2-1 win against Division I Winchester. The Raiders got Melrose on Wednesday and Burlington on Saturday this week. So Snipsky, what do we think about D3 here?
Oh, man, Situate looks sturdy, huh, right now?
Yeah, Situate's been impressive this year. I really like them. But when it comes tournament time, I can't recall Situate ever really getting over the hump and getting to a state title game, unless I'm mistaken. Back in when you were, early high school, was Situate in the state final?
I think they might have been not my junior or senior year, but maybe like my freshman, sophomore year. They were I'm pretty sure they might have made it.
All right, Snipsky, why don't we wrap up here with D4, where Norwell continues to hold down the number 1 spot. The Clippers had 2 more wins this week, beating Rockland and Middleborough in South Shore League play. They got number 8 Cohasset Hull on Wednesday. Coming in at number 2, Sandwich had a big 3-win week, shutting out Dennis Yarmouth 1-0, Falmouth 5-0, and Bourne also 5-0. The Sandwich has Barnstable later on this week. And then lastly, the red hot Nantucket moved up to number 6 in this week's rankings as it extended its winning streak to 7 games with wins over Old Rochester, Martha's Vineyard, and Mashpee Monomoy. The Whalers will face Deneth Yarmouth on Wednesday. What do we think about D4 here, Snipsky?
I'm on the Norwell bandwagon.
Yeah,
I know you got ties, Coco, and I'm rooting for the boys to win it this year.
Yeah. This is the easiest division for me to pick a bandwagon and hop aboard. It's Norwell, and I think, I say there's no such thing as a lock or anything, but I would put whatever money I have on a Norwell versus Sandwich rematch in either the semifinals or state finals this year, because they've just been number 1 and number 2, and they've solidified those spots the entire season. These are the 2 best teams in D4, and they're going to face each other, and I'd be shocked if they didn't make it to the state finals and have a rematch from last year. And this time around, hopefully, I'd like to see Norwell get some revenge.
Well, does Sandwich have Martin Brodeur in net? They let up a goal.
3 straight shotties this week.
Marty Brodeur in net.
Sandwich is a good squad, and I know they were pretty young last year too when they beat us in the semifinals. So I think they returned a lot of those guys, and that they got the experience. They made that magical run to the Garden last year and pulled it off. So, but I think it's Norwell's time. I think it's Norwell's time to get over the hump here and finally take one home. But they're going to have to get by Sandwich, and it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Nantucket Reds. Love it.
Yeah, Nantucket's floating around in there, but I don't think they can hang with Norwell and Sandwich. I just think those 2 teams are in a tier of their own in Division 4 here. And like I said, I'd be shocked if we didn't see that as our state championship matchup for Division 4. But hey, you never know. Come state tourney time, anything can happen. We've seen it. We've experienced it. So, we'll just have to wait and see when push comes to shove who can get it done. All right, that about wraps it up for our Mass High School Hockey Roundup this week. We will keep you posted up until state championship, which we're not too far away from here. I think we got about a month left of high school hockey before it's all said and done for the state championship at the Garden on March 17th. I think now, though, would be a great time to kick it over to today's interview. We have a couple studs from the Quincy College hockey team, Aidan Burke and Anthony Survilas. Hope you enjoy our interview with them today. Please welcome to today's show a couple members of the Quincy College hockey team. We have Aidan Burke and Anthony Survilas, better known as Burkie and Juice, with us here today. Thanks for joining us, boys.
Of course. Thanks for having us, boys.
Of course.
Yeah, we know you guys are both busy being student athletes, emphasis on the student, so we appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us today. Why don't we dive right into it? I know you guys got practice coming up in a bit. Burkie, so we'll start with you. So, Burkie, I know you're a Dorchester guy. Tell us a little bit about your high school experience. Who'd you play for, and what was that like?
So, my high school, I went my freshman year, senior year, I went to BC High, Boston College High School. A little bit from the hockey, I played my freshman year, I played in the freshman team. Sophomore, I played JV, and I made the team my junior year. We ended up winning the Super 8 that year, which is awesome. And then I played my senior year, got eliminated from the playoffs. But, all 4 years, the hockey team, greatest group of guys ever there. So I have some relationships, like some of my best friends from the hockey team there. It's tight, Catholic school stuff. All boys. It was awesome.
Yeah, especially winning Super 8's unreal. You know what I mean? Like, you never really,
great.
like, you're going to be boys, like, for the rest of your life.
Dude, one of the best nights of my life. That was awesome.
Yeah, honestly, didn't know you were a BC High guy until right now. But was that Super 8 on the Garden Ice?
Yeah, 2019. It was actually, fun fact, it was the last Super 8 ever played. Because COVID was the next year. Yeah. And Arlington and St. John's were supposed to play, and they got canceled for them, which sucks. But
yeah, they switched around the whole MIAA stuff.
No more Super 8 anymore.
Yeah. crazy.
Was Bob Roach still on the coaching staff?
He was.
Roach.
I actually, when I played at North, Roachy was the coach at Quincy, and I guess like when North would come in, we practiced right after him, and he would like put on the biggest show. He'd like start throwing things, and then I knew a bunch of guys on the Quincy team, and I'm like, "Yo, your coach is nuts, dude. Like, what's good?" And he goes, "Dude, he's like not like that until you guys like walk in."
Yeah, no, he puts on a show. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable coach.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolute, like one of the best coaches ever had in my life. But I mean, he absolutely does put on a show. And he got a job actually. He's AD over at, it's called Cats Academy, which is, I mean, perfect for him, like managing everything. Unbelievable coach.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he's been around the game of hockey for years. I think we've all had the experience of being coached by Coach Roach.
Yeah, I kind of got used to get snap shows from him, like when I was like in high school, like because you do like skills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you didn't do a drill right, he let you know that you did it wrong. So.
Oh yeah, he's not afraid to give it to you. No. But great guy, legend. Juice, we'll move on to you. Similar question for you. What was your high school hockey experience like? And you got to tell us, how'd the nickname Juice come about?
So the nickname Juice came from my brothers. I was always grabbing my brother's juice boxes, being their little slave. Basically kind of stupid, but it somehow stuck. I was always around my oldest brother. He's 27, so I was always around the high school hockey team. That was the thing to do back home. I was a little rink rat and just stuck their team. I was always around them. They always were calling me Juice, and then I hated it. And my brother's like, nope, it's sticking. Now I love it. I want to get it tatted on my body.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because like that's similar to what this asshole did to me in high school. I was always Robbie, and then he's like, "Yo, Bob," and then everyone's like, "Oh, Bob, that's hilarious." And
you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone calls me Bob anyways. That doesn't even matter. I'm Bob Deuce on this fucking podcast.
I was like, yeah, if you make varsity, you're Bob. You're not. Robbie.
it's like even he's like, yeah, if you ever make the NHL, Bob Cameron's way cooler than Robbie Cameron. It was like the most stupid thing, but
it was stupid.
Yeah, but so how was your high school experience? Like, where'd you play?
I played at Salem High in New Hampshire, high school hockey, and my freshman year, they actually just got like rid of the JV team, so it was kind of nerve-wracking not knowing if I'd be playing hockey because I was only playing with my buddies during the split season, and luckily I made the team along with my brother, who was a senior at the time. He played JV the first couple of years, and we made the team together, so it was a lot easier, get used to the guys, and he was friends with all the seniors, so kind of helped me just jump board.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And then it was a good time. Definitely, like Berkey said, all my close friends are guys from high school that I played hockey with. But
oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So like for the next question, after like high school and everything, how'd you guys navigate to like Quincy College? Like what gravitated you guys to like come here? Like from like who reached out to you and like what made you have interest to play at college? I mean Quincy College.
So when I graduated high school, I graduated in 20. I was looking for something to do, and I had a lot of like prep schools reach out, and I settled on Bridgeton Academy, just like through money, and I went up there, toured and everything. I loved it. So I went there for a year during COVID, which was great because a lot of the other schools couldn't play any other schools because everyone was canceled, but we played a ton of junior teams, some other prep schools. But it was good to play against like older guys getting ready for that. So I did that, and then when I was home for Christmas break, one of my friends from high school was playing in the USPHL in the Advantage, and that's where I met Juice actually. So I played for them for like a couple weeks and met a lot of good fellas on that team. And after that, I kind of just took the year off. I was thinking about going to work and stuff, and then eventually Kyle texted me, and he was like, listen, come take a couple classes, play Quincy, maybe transfer, play NCAA, something. And I was like, that sounds like a great option. Do it for sure.
Yeah, and then for me, same thing. I graduated during the COVID year. I was looking at going to a couple schools, and then I never even ended up applying because we ended up leaving school in March. And then I was just maybe gonna try to join the electrical union down here, but I didn't get accepted to it, and then I ended up playing juniors with Burke because my brother, he was a coach of the 95 Giants. And then I was about to become an electrician again this year, and then I saw Burke's story, or try to do the test again, and I hit him up, and he was like, come play with us, and it's probably the best decision I've ever made. Just, I don't know, playing hockey just makes me, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's some people's identity. It's mine for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So did you guys ever play together prior to Quincy College? How'd you guys know each other?
No, just I mean,
Advantage a little
just,
bit.
Yeah,
We would hang out all the time, especially during the COVID. Berkey was around a lot, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, well, now both of you guys are a part of history, being on the first ever
Yeah,
Quincy
right.
College hockey team. So what were your expectations going into the season, and what's your thoughts been on the team's performance so far? Because I'll tell you my expectations going to the year. Honestly, I thought this was going to be like a glorified beer league, but I think we all quickly realized that that's not what it was going to be, and this was going to be legit hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely shocked. It was, I mean, the hockey's great. It really is, like, way better than I expected. Kyle and Gibba did an unbelievable job recruiting. Like, I remember hearing Greg Simeone and me were the only kids that were, like, locked in for the team. And, like, I show up to a meeting or whatever, and there's, like, 20 kids there. It was, it was insane. They did a great job. So, I mean, before I went in expecting, like, nothing, like, I was just like, you know, this will be cool. I'll take some classes. But, I mean, these are the boys now. Like, these are my dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, going into it, like, everyone's asking me questions, being like, oh, yeah, so, like people I played beer league with or whatever, like, oh, yeah, so, like, what's Quincy College all about? And I was just like, I don't know, like, I think it's going to be legit hockey, it's going to be hitting, it's going to be competitive. Everyone's like, oh, really? All this stuff. Like, everyone's super skeptical about it. And then, like you said, like, the recruiting, like, that Gibba and Kyle did is just, like, pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we didn't start hot because, obviously, we were, like, a first-year program. No one really knew each other. But right now, 3-1 in the second semester. Like, what's your thoughts on the juice?
No, yeah, definitely. At the beginning of the year, because I'm driving from New Hampshire, obviously, I was a little skeptical because I have some buddies that play club hockey. Some of them, it's just like dick around. None of them really care. But I definitely love how, I don't know, everyone definitely is bought in. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to try to get to natties. And actually playing hockey, not beer league, what I thought it was going to be like the first couple practices. Now we're skating like it's a freaking high school practice, even more.
Exactly. Yeah, and plus, like, right now, like, we're the 6th spot in the American division. Top 8 makes natty, so we're right there.
Yeah.
And we just need to win out a couple of games, beat UNH, a huge game this weekend against UNH, try to get into the playoffs. So, yeah, so, like, it's a lot of expectations that we didn't think we were going to be reaching. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's really been great to see this whole thing unfold. And I know a little bit of background being on the coaching side of things. So this actually wasn't the first time that Quincy College tried putting a hockey team together. They tried this before, and they got one recruit to come play hockey. And clearly you can't start a hockey team with one player. But they finally, put the team in the right hands with Kyle and Gibba. And, they got the green light basically in August. And we started up in October.
Yeah.
So we had less than 2 months to really put a team together.
Insane.
And then we had that open skate, back at the end of the summer.
Yep.
And it was a pretty decent turnout. But still didn't even know if we were going to have enough for a team. And then, late September, early October rolled around, and we were like, we're going to do this. We got 20 guys. We got enough for a squad. We'll see how it goes. And, it's been great. We've been playing some good hockey, a lot of close losses, a lot of good wins. And, I'm just glad to see this whole thing kind of come full circle. It's really good, and especially a city like Quincy. It's always been a hockey city. Great to finally get a college program on the ground here.
Absolutely.
So, now that you guys almost have a full season under your belt, what do you think's been the biggest adjustment to playing hockey at the collegiate level?
I'd say definitely a little faster, especially not skating the past year.
Yeah.
Definitely a little more physical as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to be ready.
Yeah, that Babson game, man.
Yeah.
I got buried from behind like twice.
Yeah, there's killers out there. Yeah, there's definitely some guys out there just trying to go hunt you down.
Exactly.
Keep your head up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the thing is with our team, like it took us a little bit to kind of get chemistry, but like we're probably like the fastest team in probably the league in my opinion. Our top six, you know what I mean? Like obviously Berkey and you Juice as well.
Absolutely.
You guys just fly with Bear and like me, Henny, and like Early can fly. Third line, nothing to sneeze at either. We have a pretty solid third line. So
yeah, there is some talent.
yeah,
Definitely more discipline.
Yeah.
This
That's what
half
I
of the
was gonna
season
say,
too.
like
oh yeah, the discipline was out the window
Yeah.
the first couple of games. Yeah,
what I've noticed the most is like how much leadership like comes into like how much what like if when you start winning games when people step up and it's like when you say before the games like drop this, do this, it's like you need somebody like that on every single team, and you notice it more at this level. But I mean, with all older guys, like you can't just always have a coach telling you what to do. Like you kind of need a peer or like someone to look up to.
yeah. We have like it's weird. We have like a level of like groupings of people. Also, you got me,
it's wicked
KB,
weird.
Sima.
It's crazy.
Like we're 27. You guys are like in your early 20s, and then we have Bear who's like fucking 13.
Legit.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's cool. It's like everyone. But the thing is, it's not clicky. Like everyone's cool. You know what I mean? Everyone's cool
that
with
is
each
cool
other.
about it. Yeah. I like that a lot.
We have player coaches. Like Coco's like my best friend. Fucking, I'm about to be the best man in his wedding. He's coaching me. You know what I mean? So,
No, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
doesn't feel like anyone's older than anyone else. Just we're all fucking boys hanging out.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's all it is, man. Like having fun.
Yeah, locker room's wicked fun.
Yeah, the locker room's awesome.
Great.
Legit, we were in there
Top
after
five,
practice for like an hour and a half.
yeah.
That was nuts.
The Zamboy driver's like, yo, can you guys like go the fuck home?
Leave us the keys.
Yeah.
The poor guy, dude, he's like 6.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like it's always like there's definitely have a rep. They're probably like, yeah, if you have Quincy College, you're not leaving for like another hour. Like it's gonna be like a 3-hour like shift, like with just Quincy College alone.
Overtime.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I guess there's a question for all three of you, but you'll say there's a high school senior out there and he's not sure like, what he's going to do next year. What would you say to him to try and convince him to come play college for Quincy College? Or sorry, come play hockey for Quincy College.
I mean, like, honestly, it's, the perfect decision. Really, like, if you're really not sure what to do, and I think, like, the whole thing where you can take classes and transfer credits is, it's brand new. It's a perfect idea. Absolutely. Like, I think if I could go back and do it again, I'd probably come straight to Quincy instead of being, a 21-year-old freshman, like, going in. Like, I hate the idea of that now, thinking back on it. Like, transferring maybe even just 1 year here, figure out, save some money, go to NCAA school even, play hockey there.
Or you can just like get like now it's like a 4-year degree too if you want to get like a 4-year for
if you want to
business.
stay here 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's like obviously you don't have to be like spectacular at hockey to like come play. Like it's just
Exactly, yeah.
if you want to play some hockey, like you can we'll fit you right in. You know what I mean? And it's like cheap school, $6,000 per semester. It's not bad.
Exactly. If you need to get some classes down, like Berkey said, I would have came here when I was 18 too.
Exactly.
Still want to play hockey. Yeah, there's always time to find a job, I think.
Yeah.
We're young.
Exactly.
Do what you love.
Exactly. Yeah, do what you love. 100%. I'm a firm believer of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree completely. If this program was around when I was back in high school, this probably would have been my top choice.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to play college hockey as well, but when you look at the route that you have to take to even just get to like a D3 team, like you have to go play juniors, or you have to go to prep school, and that
Pay
costs a lot of
$30,000.
money.
Yeah.
And then, Berkey, kind of like you said, you do all that, and then you really find a place, and
Still
then you're
here.
21 and you're a freshman, and it's like, all right, like, was it worth the time?
Yeah.
But with Quincy College, the price. One, you can't beat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think there's
Nowhere
a college
else,
in the
Definitely not.
country
Nowhere
that
else.
offers more affordable tuition than Quincy
you can play
College
hockey,
does.
yeah.
It's only 12,000 a year. Like it's like you know what I mean? It's like
insane.
Oh yeah, my classes are only costing me like 5-6 a year. I'm only taking like 3-4.
yeah, it depends how much you take. Yeah.
No, yeah.
And the other thing too, like I know a lot of kids.
Hockey's free.
Yeah, like a lot of people want to go remote, like learning too. Like you don't have to be in person to play. Like we play half our team. Like you don't have to be in
Yeah,
person.
I only
you know
have
what I mean?
one in person.
I'm
and it's
working
a coach.
too, and I'm taking classes. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the workload, it's not crazy. Like whatever, it's 2 practices a week. Like
Yeah.
down the
Teachers are
line,
great, too.
as we go on as a program, probably have more and getting more practice time. But right now it's
practices are
perfect. You know what I mean?
You could still have a full-time job, still do your schoolwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple guys that do that on the team, and play hockey.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. It's a great fit for everyone right now.
Yeah, and it's only bigger and better things from here. I mean, this is year 1. I can't imagine what like year 5, year 10
I
look
know.
like for this program. You know, being a powerhouse in the CHF.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this: is there like an NHL player that you try to model your game after, or do you just try and go out there and really just be your own self?
I kind of used to. I love Matt Barzal on the Islanders. Unbelievable skater, sees the ice very well. And I used to kind of like model my game around him because I think that I'm better when I have the puck instead of being like away from the puck. So I kind of do try to hold on to it and open up space and stuff. But lately, like I feel like I play my best hockey when I'm just myself, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say maybe a little Brad Marchand.
Yeah.
Yo, that's hilarious. I told Vinny. That's unbelievable that you said that, Juice. So, like, I was talking to Vinny, like, yeah, so we're having this juice on, this dude juice on or whatever, and I was like, yeah, he's, like, literally Brad Marchand. Like, if you playing against him, you probably fucking hate the kid, but, like, he's an unbelievable teammate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
all
Like,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny you said that.
Yeah, I confirm. He said that. And yeah, that's funny. It sounds like you probably told him to say that when he came.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, I
there's
text
this,
him.
I'll give you a
question.
20.
Yeah.
They're going to ask you this question. You better say Marchand.
Yeah, the fabricated answers.
Yeah, that's a
Scripted.
spot on answer for Juice.
Yeah.
It's
Try to
always
be a
good
good
to
boy.
kind of find a player that you find yourself a little familiar with and kind of just watch them and how they play the game and model yourself after them, and then obviously put your own spin on things too. I mean, I remember back when I was high school, I just loved watching Ryan Callahan play when he was the captain of the
Yeah,
Rangers.
Captain
Like,
Cal.
Absolutely.
just like
Yeah.
balls to the walls 24/7, dude. He blocked shots, went in the corners, just grinded. Was
Fucking
a PK
warrior.
guy, and I was just like, that's the guy I'm gonna be. You know what I mean? Not the most skilled. I'm just gonna work my tail off. And I always looked up to Ryan Callahan. Not like the most, household name, but yeah, that was just the guy I looked up to and was like, I want to be like him.
Yeah, mine was Bergeron, obviously. That's just like a bunch of everyone, like a bunch of people from Boston. But like,
Yeah.
because honestly, like, I kind of like try to be more of a two-way guy. Just because I'm not as like skilled or like whatever as I was in high school. I definitely lost a little bit of a fastball. But like, I mostly just back check my dick off and just try to get in plays and just get pucks in deep. You know what I mean? Just try to win face-offs. You know?
Yeah, mine's flashy. I just love Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yeah.
Underrated player.
Yeah, like, no one really talks
Yeah,
about
no,
him
he
much.
just like hell of a shot. Like
Yeah.
I had a hard shot, so and I could score goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So to wrap up this interview here, we're going to end with a little game, Would You Rather Hockey Edition. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a couple scenarios and see how you guys respond. So would you rather be a fourth-line grinder on a championship-winning team or a superstar on a team that doesn't make the playoffs?
Probably the fourth line grinder.
I know Berg.
Do my
Yeah,
job.
no, it's because you want to say fourth line grinder, but I'd definitely be a superstar.
Yeah. I knew you were going with the superstar one.
I would be the grinder just because I feel like those guys talk the most shit. Like it's like Pat Maroon. Like you just go and be like, yeah, I suck, but I have like 3 cups.
Yeah,
and
no,
you have
exactly,
like
yeah.
nothing. And like
All the boys love you. You're
Yeah.
the glue guy.
Yeah.
yeah, you got a fucking barrel. Like,
Yeah.
on your, like you weigh like 300 pounds and you're just riding pine.
Fucking Jack Edwards over here. You're both
Yeah, Maroon. Yeah, I'm a nobody. Maroon don't care about me.
Yeah. Hey, so
Next one.
no, hold on, Coco. I wanna say something about Vinny. So Vinny said, "Oh yeah, I'm a nobody." Like blah blah. This kid's about to be fucking broadcasting the Quincy College game. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, so high slots own
Yeah,
Snipsky.
We'll
There
see.
you go.
Yeah, we'll see what they have in store for me. Over
Vinny
there.
Thorne over here.
Yeah.
What's it like, the local
On-
cable or
on
something?
Fridays,
Yeah, QATV, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
On Fridays against UNH?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unreal.
Yeah, we'll see
broadcast
what they got me
boys.
doing over there. Hopefully some color commentary. Play by play, I'll be like,
Just take notes on Jack Edwards and do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Not yell like a fangirl or something, like,
Yeah.
and call Pat Maroon like 350.
Come after the fattest kid on UNH.
Kids are
Hey, he's like Bambi out there.
Yeah. All right, I got a couple more for you guys. So, would you rather have the best style but absolutely no skill, or would you rather have the most skill but just gross, disgusting style?
Dude, you gotta have good style. You have to have good style.
Yeah, I guess you have to have good style, but I don't have good style, so take the other one. I try my hardest.
Yeah, you gotta try your hardest. Sometimes you just don't have it.
Yeah.
Dude, I got chirp rep in a 4500 the other night. I'm
I
like,
saw
yo, am I like that much older than
Like,
everyone?
this
They don't-
is style.
Yeah. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's-
4500s are heat. Like,
That just shows like how
That is
young
funny,
the
yeah.
kids are.
That's
like
funny.
that kid probably never even seen one until you wore it.
Because I'd
Yeah.
probably chirp you if I was playing against you before you got there. No, honestly, God.
I might have to change my helmet now.
either
Fuck.
Why? What's the
It's
hate?
tough either
What's
way.
I think it's just old. Like I've never played against anyone.
I don't think they're
Maybe when I
allowed
was
in the
younger.
NHL anymore.
Nah, they
Yeah,
have no
yeah.
padding in them at all.
Yeah. Dude, I literally had like 2 concussions this year just because I had my 4500. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't protect me at all.
Yeah, it's got like cardboard padding on the inside of it.
Yeah, man, I probably have CTE, low key. You
It's
don't even
definitely
know
not up to code.
it. Yeah.
Oh, facts.
All right, here's another one for you guys. Would you rather score the game-winning goal or assist your teammate on the game-winning goal?
I'll assist it to Berkey. He can score it.
Yeah, I mean, line mates right there. That was a pretty easy answer.
Would you rather lose Game 7 of the Stanley Cup in overtime or get swept?
Oh,
It's a heartbreaker.
that's so tough.
Oof.
Nah, yeah, I'd have to go overtime loss.
Yeah, at least you made it a series.
Yeah.
I'd have to go overtime loss.
Gotta make it a
Yes,
series.
some of those losses are the tough to come back from.
Yeah.
I know, like you say, like, oh, I'd rather us just get like blown out, but
Yeah.
it's
Get
almost just as
embarrassed
worse.
now.
I feel like, yeah, you gotta
Rather be a
I
part
get
of
to
it.
Game 7
I think
and,
if I
like,
got to
almost give
Game
yourself
7,
points.
I'd want to jump off the Tobin Bridge. And then getting swept, it's like, oh yeah, that sucks, but we didn't get. Or are you saying swept in like the cup? In the cup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to get swept in the cup.
So,
Nah, that's yeah.
so if I like lost Game 7 in overtime, I'd probably jump off a bridge. But if I got like swept, I'd probably just drink like whiskey, just drink it off. You know what I mean? Like,
Kids-
like whiskey and a handgun. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's got the Chris Stapleton on,
yeah.
in the rocking
See my
chair.
shadows, broken head.
Or Sam Hunt, even worse.
No, yeah, Sam Hunt, you would actually kill yourself. Yeah.
All right, so you guys are both forwards. So if you had to be another position, would you rather be a goalie or a defenseman?
D-man.
D-man.
D-men are cool
Yeah,
now 'cause
goalies
they're
are
fast.
sickos.
Yeah, kill
Yeah.
McCarr and shit like
Fuck,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're, I bet if you're good at goalie though, you're nasty at goalie. I bet it's like wicked fun.
Yeah, I'd feel
I'm
like
also not 6'5", so like I couldn't be a goalie.
Yeah.
UC Saros.
Well,
Yeah,
speaking
okay.
of
That is true. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
speaking of goalies, though, we probably have like the 2 best fucking
Oh my
goalies in
God.
the league right
fucking
now.
absolutely.
Asher, shout out to Asher Wines and Dan McCarthy.
Danny,
Fucking
my boy.
Danny played nasty against Babson.
Nuts.
Sick.
Nasty,
Yeah,
dude.
we've
That's
had
a
a
goalie.
lethal
He's not
tandem
6'5",
between the
it's
pipes.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Asher might be in between the pipes against UNH. No, I'm not worried though.
Yeah.
Fucking
No, either
Absolutely.
Or. You can flip a coin.
yeah, flip a
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
exactly.
1A, 1B.
It's nice having like 2 goalies like that where like no matter who's in net each night, it's like you know you have the same chance at winning. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not even like a starter and a
Yep.
backup. It's like, 1A, 1B, like doesn't matter,
Uh-huh.
flip a coin, you
Exactly.
know you're going to get the best from either of those.
It's like all Mark Swayman right now, to be honest.
Yeah, literally.
Just gotta get the
All right,
hug going.
We got a
Yeah.
few more. Would you rather be a legendary college player or an average professional?
Average professional.
More money.
For sure. Yeah. That's
Yeah, the dream's always been to go to the show, so average professional.
more credible too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Professional.
Would you rather block a Zdeno Chara slap shot or fight Sean Thornton?
That's fucked.
That's terrible.
I don't think you're winning either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I might let Thornton one punch me.
I was gonna say that.
What
I'll
Charles
take
like
the left
110.
hand for him.
No, but think about it, because if you get punched by Sean Thornton, you're probably gonna need surgery. You know what I mean? Like, dude, his punches are fucking.
Yeah,
nuts.
but like if
Can
you
I flop it?
Yeah, you just go down.
if you block Zdeno Chara like right here,
Yeah.
like you'll break your leg.
I wear like a
you have more
square
padding
shin
on your
pads,
leg
too.
though. Than
Yeah,
you do
but
your
that's
face.
110 miles an hour. Like
I don't wear a cup, so
Oh.
I'm not getting in front of Chara.
Yeah, no.
Cups are overrated.
Yo, so Juice, we were talking last practice. He goes, "Yeah, I don't wear a cup." I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. I don't wear a cup, man. And then like 10 minutes into the first practice, like I practiced last week, he just catches one in the head, catches one right off the head of his dick. We're like, dude, like get a cup. You're like, yeah, I need to go one.
That's what happens. You talk about it, and it just happens. It's like thing you don't talk about.
Yeah, we're calling you crazy, and then you're like, "No, I'm good, dude." Go out there, just catch one.
That's psycho behavior, not wearing a cup.
Hey.
I actually did against Babson, which is nuts.
Because I used to
didn't
have
wear
these
one
old
against
pants.
Well, yeah, it like hits my leg. I get a rash. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
you got too much of a wrench down there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't wear one either. It restricts.
Yeah.
They don't make a big enough one.
Yeah. I ordered the biggest size. It just doesn't work anymore.
It's like the dude in our longest yard. The
that was-
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need a pet iguana at practice.
Is that like Terry? What's his name? Terry Crews.
No,
It's like
no,
stuffing the McMuffins.
No, it's Goldberg.
no, it's Goldberg, the
Oh.
wrestler, the white
The
guy.
wrestler, yeah.
Oh,
He's in the shower. He's like, "Oh, football," and they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "See you in your pet iguana," like whatever at practice, and then he just goes, "I gotta get everything bites me or something."
I think he just wears the letter X on his jersey.
Yeah. He doesn't have a number. Yeah,
Psycho.
fucking comedy.
Nasty.
All right, last one here. Would you rather have Ovechkin's shot or Patty Kane's hands?
Ovechkin shot. Absolutely. Score from anywhere.
Yeah, probably Ovi's shot. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of like the hands though, because I don't have hands
Hands
really,
are
so
nice.
I would take some hands.
The hands are nice, but if you can't finish, I guess
Yeah.
the hands aren't,
Mhm.
aren't much.
Yeah, but Patty Kane finishes, so if you have his hands, you're gonna
Yeah.
finish.
You can make a living
true.
though, like with the Ovechkin shot. Like,
Sitting in the
go
office.
straight to the shelf. You can shoot like Ovi, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, might be the all score when it's all said and done. So
Yeah.
hard to pass that up.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Unless you guys got any more questions for Juice and Berkey tonight.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I mean, we gotta kind of get out of here.
Yeah.
It's almost 9, so
Yeah,
Practice
I
time.
know we're cutting it tight on you guys.
You guys got a big
practice time.
prac,
So,
yeah.
boys. Yeah, that's the one thing about club hockey. You get the late night practice.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. Get the graveyard shift.
All right, just don't schedule those 8 a.m.s and you'll be all set.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no way.
All right, boys. Appreciate you
All right,
coming
boys,
on.
well,
Of course.
Thanks for having us, boys.
Yeah, we
No
we
problem.
appreciate it, boys, and let's see how the rest of the season
Yes,
goes.
sir.
Hopefully, make a run to Natties.
Absolutely.
Let's go get UNH this weekend.
Absolutely. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Thanks, boys.
All right, great interview with a couple of Quincy College's finest today. Snipsky, we got our last and final segment here, the weekly gambling corner, which we've had a nice, 2-week hiatus here. So I know Snipsky left off hot last time. He was 4-1 on our record from the last gambling corner. I was 3-2, and Bob was the odd man out, 2-3 with a losing record last time around. To update you all on the Evander Kane standings, I remain in first, 41, 33, and 1, hitting at 55%. Snipsky back into the 2 spot, sliding up. He's 32 and 38, 46%. Bob is currently in the danger zone, in 3rd place at 31 and 39 at 44%. So you and Bob are just going blow for blow for
Yeah.
the final spot. It seems
Jockeying
it's
for
been like-
position.
yeah, flipping back and forth each week. But I don't know. Snipsky's been hot. We'll see if the All-Star break had any effect on that. Might have been bad timing for the All-Star break for Snipsky coming off a 4-1 week. But
Yeah, right. 0-5 week. Here we come.
say this Evander Kane standings is going to come down on the wire.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
For any new listeners out there, first place, we're gonna have a nice little trophy with the Evander Kane Gambler of the Year award title on it. But last place is not where you want to be. They're gonna get the Goldberg treatment from D1 and Mighty Ducks. Gonna be tied up to a street hockey net, and the other two are just gonna tee off on them for about 5 minutes or so.
Hockey ball or tennis ball?
Yeah, well, that might have to be a game time decision, but we'll see.
Yeah, I have to strap a
Either
cup
way,
on.
Not a punishment you want to have.
No.
All right, Snipsky, why don't we start with our game on Thursday, February 9th this week. We have the Colorado Avalanche facing off against the Tampa Bay Lightning, rematch of last year's Stanley Cup Finals. This game will be on ESPN. Avs, Lightning, Who do you like here, Snipsky?
So both teams played last night, and I think they both lost, right? I think the Avs lost.
Colorado lost 2-1 in OT, I believe. Lightning.
Same thing. Same thing. They lost to the Sharks. In OT.
They did lose to the Sharks in OT. Yeah. So
yeah.
Both teams got full loss.
So I'm basing this off of how the Avs have looked, and they haven't been the same Avs as they were last year. Elliott was in net last night for the Lightning, so they're gonna throw a Vazzy in there. I think this is a big game, and Lightning shouldn't have lost last night, and they've had a tough couple games, so I'm taking the Lightning at home.
Yeah, I'm also taking Lightning at home here. You're right about the Avs. I've said the Avs just aren't that same team that they've been. Injuries have definitely played a big part in that. They're finally starting to get a little bit more healthy, but I don't know. I just don't think the Avs have that same will, that same motive that they had last year after winning a cup. It's so hard to repeat as Stanley Cup champions, and time after time you see kind of like a down year from the Stanley Cup champion the year before. Lightning, they've been kind of the latest dynasty. Wouldn't be surprised if they make another run at the Cup and start to heat up here at the last half of the season. But yeah, I got to go Lightning at home over the Avs.
Yeah, they're money at home like always.
I've never been a big fan of the Avalanche, so me and the Av fans have a little bit of a gripe. Been going back and forth on Twitter for like over a year now.
Getting kicked out, suspended from Twitter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, got me suspended a time or two, but don't regret anything I said. So, all right, why don't we move on to Friday, February 10th? We got the Seattle Kraken taking on the New York Rangers. This one will be on NHL Network. I'll kick us off here. Seattle, I've been a crackhead. I'll admit it. Been a crackhead this year. Seattle's been a big surprise, but I think their hot streak is coming to an end. I think we're going to see some regression from them the second half of the year. Rangers were a team that were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I think we're starting to see them play some really good hockey. I like the Rangers, especially at home. Madison Square Garden, not an easy place to go in and steal a win. So I like the Rags in this one. Give me the Rangers.
So I am a little torn on this. I love smoking crack, like we all do. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to just go with the under here.
It's not a bad bid. Probably Shesty in net. Martin Jones actually been pretty solid too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I want to take Kraken, but I think it's a bad idea because I think you're right. Like this is gonna. After the All-Star break, it's a team that's been playing up to its potential. It's like over its head a little bit. So
yeah, I think Matty Beniers is out too.
It doesn't say he's on the injury report. It says Andrei Burakovsky is. But
okay, I know Beniers was out. I didn't know if he was coming back after the break, but he's obviously a big factor if he plays or not.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you going under here?
Yeah, I'll take the under.
Campfire.
Yeah. Bringing mids.
You gotta do it.
Bringing the mids to the smoke up.
Yeah, if it pays, it plays. All right, let's move on to Saturday, February 11th. We got double dipper for this one. We'll start with the Calgary Flames at the Buffalo Sabres. This one will be Saturday afternoon. A little matinee matchup. Snipsky, why don't you go first with this one? Flames, Sabres.
So Sabres have been on a skid. Flames are kind of up and down a little bit. I'm gonna hammer the over on this one.
Damn, I like the over too. I was gonna hammer the over as well here. I'm gonna go Sabres. I'm gonna go Sabres at home. Sabres are on the cusp of a playoff spot. We've talked about them pretty consistently on this podcast. They're a young up and coming team, but hey, it wouldn't surprise me if they make a legit run here and sneak in as a wild card spot. I think good spot for them at home against a Flames team that's just. Yeah, I don't know. It's the Flames, man. A couple podcasts ago, I announced that I'm officially off them. They're my preseason Stanley Cup pick. Rip up that ticket because they ain't winning. I like the Sabres.
Yeah, they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde. It seems like they show a little bit and then they go into their hole or show up.
Yeah, they got to show me something before I trust them again. And for the foreseeable future, I'm off the flame. So I'm going Sabres.
Is Tage Thompson, like, is he good? Because I know
I think he's good to go. Yeah, I think he just took the All-Star break off because wasn't getting.
He did leave that game early. I remember I had the over in that game, actually.
Yeah, not a guy you want to see go down when you have the over.
Oh, dude, it was horrible. It was like 3-1 or whatever after the first period. And then he leaves halfway through the second and they don't score another goal. I'm like, wow, I just got screwed.
I'll be honest, I did not do my research if he's out long term or not. I didn't hear any news. So
I don't see anything. No, on the injury report here on ESPN, it says nobody's injured for both teams. I just was wondering. Sometimes this isn't right, so I just didn't know if you heard anything.
Yeah, no, I think he's good to go.
All right. Well, 12:30. It's a weird start time, so no one. They might be on not be awake. Calgary 3 hours. So hopefully the puck just goes in.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Goalie's still half asleep.
Yeah, right. Boozed up the night before. Yo, if it's Markstrom, it's definitely going over.
Yeah, he's a plug. He had an absolute meltdown in the playoffs last year against the Oilers, and guys have never been the same since.
Yeah, that guy scored from center ice. What was that?
Just collapse live. It was unbelievable. He went from Vezina candidate to legit pylon in a matter of minutes.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move on to our other game on Saturday. We're going to do the New Jersey Devils at the Minnesota Wild. I'm going to have to go with the Devils here. They've been one of the best teams on the road this year. I don't have their stats in front of me, but I know that their road record is unbelievable.
19-3-2.
Yeah, that's absurd. One of the best teams traveling in the NHL. And then I'm just not sold on the Wild. Never was. I didn't like them preseason. Haven't really liked them this year. I like the Devils.
Yeah,
solid team all around. Give me the Devils.
Yeah, it looked like the Wild are probably gonna be home dogs too. The Wild are coming off a really bad loss against the Yotes, so 3-2. But it was in that tin can, that sardine can, whatever it's called over there. That's a low key a tough place to play. Mullet Arena. I have a mullet. I should know that. But Mullet Arena, low-key tough place to play. But I'm going to ride with the Wild. Why not? They're going to be home dogs. They're not even bad at home. They're actually pretty good, 15-8 at home, which is pretty decent. Devils going to be tired. Couple overtime losses. Overtime wins back-to-back, so we'll see.
All right, let's wrap it up with our final game on the week. This will be Sunday, February 12th. We got the San Jose Sharks at the Washington Capitals on NHL Network. Snipsky, what do you like for this one? Sharks, Caps.
I'm just gonna go with. I think I'm just gonna go with the Caps here. I saw the Sharks play the other night, way over their heads. They can score some goals, but I think the Caps are gonna win this one.
Yeah, that seems like the safe bet. Caps at home, a team that's scrapping for a playoff spot. They're on the cusp right now of a wild card. That's one they need to have at home against San Jose. I'm going to take a different route, though, with this one. I'm going to go over here because, you mentioned the Sharks can score. They also let up a shit ton of goals. Their goaltending isn't great. Neither is their defense. I expect to see a little back-and-forth affair here, lighten up the scoreboard. I'm going to go over in this one, just praying that Erik Karlsson and Timo Meier haven't been traded by then. They might be in trouble.
Yeah. San Jose goals against per game 3.73, almost 4 goals a game.
Wow. Yeah, not good.
All done.
Not good. All right, that wraps up our weekly gambling corner for the week. And at this point, every game matters. Every game matters in the standings. The boys are going to be scrapping and clawing for wins from here on out because I know I don't want the Goldberg treatment.
Yeah, me either. I mean, we'll see. I feel like it's heating up now, where it's kind of easier to bet where you see teams coming into form now, and you know who you know the teams that are gonna beat up on the tin cans, kick the can down the road on some teams. The playoff teams that are gonna win, and they're already like the Devils. You see them playing like some bums like the Sharks or something like that. That's all I can think of right now off the top of my head. Or like Columbus, throw the house on them because they're gonna no way they're losing that.
Yeah. It's a little easier to tell like who's a contender and who's a pretender at this point
Oh,
in the
yeah.
season. Yeah. This point is where I start to really hammer down on some bets here. So
Yeah, you can ride some teams. Definitely.
yeah, right. Ride the hot hand. All right, Bob, unfortunately not with us tonight. He's busy at practice trying to make a run at the national tournament for Quincy College. So we'll skip his fun fact of the day. He'll have to redeem himself with 2 next week. So I think that wraps it up for us tonight.
Yeah,
As always, I'd like to thank our producer, Mass Music Radio. They continue to produce music for the masses, so if you haven't already, be sure to go check them out in their other featured podcasts over at massmusicradio.com. That's massmusicradio.com. Snipsky, unless you got anything else for the listeners out there?
So Super Bowl on Sunday.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Super Bowl picks.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd throw in some bonus picks here.
Love it.
I see a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people picking the Eagles. I don't know if that's a trap. I think it's a trap. Whatever they're feeding that bullshit to you, I don't think you should take it because Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl already. He's betting the 5 AFC Championship games, and he's hungry. Don't let them sell you. Jalen Hurts is like he is good. They have the better team, but this kid is destined for greatness. So I think I would go money line Chiefs because that's a short spread. I'd wait. I keep waiting. Maybe somehow gets to 2 or 3, which if you take the spread 2 or 3 with the Chiefs, that's money in the bank. I
like
think.
The 3.
If that gets there, I would wait. I would wait as long as possible if you're betting on the Chiefs, like last minute, because you'll get your best value. But everyone on the TV is picking the Eagles, so just watch that.
Snipsky, I love to hear you say that because I've already got the Chiefs locked in.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not the biggest football guy, but I just can't bet against Mahomes. That guy, if there's anyone that could be close to Brady, it's so early in his career, you really can't make the comparison just yet. But he's on that trajectory to be one of the all-time greats. So I got to ride with Mahomes, and I just hate the Eagles. I mean, how can you root for Philly?
Oh, I hate just the Eagles since back in the day when we first played them, like T.O. and Donovan McNabb and all that. I just hate the Eagles. I mean, it's time for
about that fan base. I just don't like.
Another thing about the spread and all that. I would like it better if the Eagles are underdogs. I think it would make more sense to bet that. And I think Jalen Hurts plays better as the underdog.
Yeah, I'm big on Jalen Hurts, so I think he's a great quarterback.
Yeah,
I know some people try to say otherwise, but no, he's done a great job. Bama guy, former Bama football product. But I'm siding with the Chiefs.
Yep.
I got a couple of props that I just take religiously every year. I always take the over on the national anthem.
Okay.
You have to.
That gets leaked too eventually, so you can keep an eye out.
Usually there's a trial run. And someone comes out this person did 3-minute natty anthem.
And then they and then they take it off the book.
Yeah,
it gets shut down.
So get it in now. Hammer the over for the natty anthem. And I always go heads on the coin toss. I know everyone says tails never fails. I always go heads, and it's been pretty good to me. I think I got a winning record going with heads. So those are my 3 bets: Chiefs over on the anthem, heads. Actually, I'll throw in a bonus too. Touchback on the opening kickoff.
Okay. I'm going to go with a play.
Adrenaline's pumping. The kicker's just going to boot it.
Right. I'm gonna go with. I heard there's 2 that I heard, which I like. Is one was I miss field goal. I guess there hasn't been a missed field goal in a long time in the Super Bowl. And Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. Oh yeah. And that sounds like that's minus 140 or something.
Oh okay,
it's not, you're gonna have to spend money, but if you're gonna win, he's gonna get in.
I saw Travis Kelce first reception is like plus 700.
What?
Yeah. Well, so you
Well,
gotta
Jerry
bank on
McKinnon
Chiefs-
out of the backfield.
Yeah, you got to bank on the Chiefs winning the coin toss or losing the coin toss and probably getting the ball first. But you know, Mahomes is looking right at Kelce first play of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
So if
that's
you want to sprinkle a little beer money on that.
why not Kelsey.
Yeah,
Kelsey's gonna eat
beast.
if they're gonna if they're gonna win, he's gonna eat.
Yeah, I almost forgot about Super Bowl this Sunday.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I
Yeah,
took
yeah.
Monday off and everything.
And
I'm
we
getting
got
after.
Riri halftime show.
What's that?
You already? I said, and we got Riri for the halftime show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone's talking shit like, "Oh, I want Beyonce." I'm like, "Fuck Beyonce."
Yeah, Riri's my girl.
I'm like,
No,
"Yo, let Rihanna have her fucking time, bro."
Let
She
her go.
she got picked for it. Like Beyonce already did it. Like what? Like
Yeah.
a couple of years
She
ago.
hasn't released who else is gonna be with her too. You know, it's gonna be someone good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I
She's
don't
got
know.
something up her sleeve. You know that.
Yeah, Rihanna's got the jams. I'll be dancing.
100%. Couple throwbacks in there, little umbrella.
I'll be fucking eyes shut dancing. All done. Probably about like 7 mimosas deep.
You said you already banged out on Monday.
Oh yeah, I took it off, dude. Yeah, it's because my buddy Kevitz is he's taking a break from drinking after the Super Bowl. He's like, dude, let's get fucking
going
lit
nuts,
up,
yeah.
dude. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Early and often.
But I don't want to go to work the day after the Super Bowl anyway. Screw that.
Yeah, no, you can't. I've been there. Last Patriots Super Bowl, I remember banging out on that Monday. I was like, yeah, no shot.
Yeah, well, you're like fucking clinically depressed. Like
Yeah.
that day, if it was the one that lost or something.
That was one they won.
Oh, was it when they won? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I won big off it, so I'm like, yeah, I can afford to take it.
Oh, there you go.
Edelman MVP.
Oh, was that the what was that? Not 2016, right? Was that 2014?
That was Rams, right?
Oh, 2018?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe did he win that? I can't remember who won that. The MVP.
Yeah, I can't remember what I had for fucking breakfast, so.
Yeah.
All right, there's a little bonus for you. Super Bowl Sunday. Hope you all enjoy it. And we hope you all enjoy another episode of the High Slot Podcast. Until next time, everyone. Peace.
Later.